Hey fam, so in this video I'm going to show you exactly how to make your chess game in 3 days using Unreal Engine. You don't need any pro level coding skills or even 3D modeling skills. I have a template that's going to help you get started and skip months to years of hardcore work by yourself. So when you're done, you should expect to have your own custom chess game, kind of like how I did with mine, in just 3 days. Here, I made a custom chess variant of Atomic Chess here in this beautiful Valentine themed environment. So without further ado, let me go ahead and show you what the breakdown is for the next 3 days of you making your chess game. So day one is installation. So you're going to install Chess Game Creator and you're going to integrate it into your project, and you're going to set up the minimal setup to get started. So the link to download Chess Game Creator is in the description. It's completely free and it's going to help you skip so much work and basically give you a ready-made chess game that you can edit your pieces, your environment, how you want your board to look, and more. So once you've installed Chess Game Creator, you need to enable the plugin. So you need to just go to your plugin section of your engine and type in CGC, and you should see this CGC v3. Once you enable it, you have the plugin in your project. And then don't forget to get the documentation so you can get started. It's going to show you everything from setting up your game mode to playing versus AI. The link is in the description as well. So once you are done with installing the plugin, the next step is day two, deciding if you're going to go multiplayer or AI or both. So this is the day you'll be integrating those. So for these two, you need your matchmaking online subsystem. So you could either use Steam, Epic, or Null. You also need to integrate your AI. So for the matchmaking, like I told you, there's the Null online subsystem where you don't need a provider. There's the Steam, and there's also Epic Online Subsystem. I personally recommend Epic Online Subsystem because it has a lot of it gives you a lot of freedom in how you want people to be able to do matchmaking. So I would recommend Epic Online Subsystem. If you want me to make a video on how to get this set up, just let me know and I'll make a video on setting up Epic Online Subsystem for your matchmaking. So let's talk about AI integration. So there are two main options you can go with. Of course, you can go with other less popular options, but the two I would definitely recommend here would be Stockfish or Fairy Stockfish. So for Stockfish, I would recommend this if you want an AI opponent that is really strong and will give your players a really hard time. Stockfish would be the way to go. But if, let's say, you're making a custom chess variant or a variant that already exists that's not classical chess, I would 100% recommend Fairy Stockfish. It's built for you making different chess variants, and this is literally like just a plug and play, and you have AI opponents. So I would recommend Fairy Stockfish for that use case. All right, so now we have day two out of the way. We have multiplayer and AI. This is the final day, so this is day three. And this is basically where you need to package your project, make sure you can package it successfully, and make sure that you can actually play the game as a packaged project. So here we need to make sure that our project settings are correct. We also have our packaging settings that are set correctly in case you want to do things like read logs or set debug tools in there that can help you when your players are playing. And then we also need our publishing options. So for the project settings, one thing that's super important is your maps and modes. You want to make sure that your maps and modes are set up correctly. For this example, I have my Atomic Chess game mode here for the variant I was showing you, and I have my default set classes here for that game mode. Also have my default map set, And in this case, I'm not using a game instance, but you should definitely plug in your game instance class if you have one already. So once the project is set up, you need to make sure your packaging is set up correctly as well. So you want to go to your packaging section in your project settings here and make sure you have your maps, you have everything you need basically in there. You have your AI opponent set to be copied into the project once it's packaged. And once you have all that set and you package you want to make sure your output log is giving you minimal warnings and no errors. So once all that is done, the next step would be publishing. So there are three main options here that I'll recommend for publishing: Epic Games Store, Steam, or itch.io. So with the 3-day timeline, if you're basically like in a hurry, you want to make sure you can just get your project out and people playing, itch.io is going to be my top recommendation. You can literally just make an account and publish the same day. For Steam is a little bit different. You would need to purchase the developer access or like basically the ability to publish your games on Steam, and that is I believe is $99 per year. So it's going to cost, and you definitely is a bit more involved than just going with itch.io. And for Epic Games, I've personally not published on Epic Games, so I'm not exactly sure what's required. But just from the developer account I made, it seems like it's free and you can literally just publish your game on Epic Games. So this is something that I'm not 100% sure, but I think it's less, yeah, it requires less stuff than Steam. So if I were to make a recommendation, I'll definitely recommend itch.io, followed by Epic Games, and then Steam. All right, so this is basically everything you will need to make sure that you have a ready to play chess game in 3 days. If you follow these steps, you're going to basically have your chess game that you can share with your friends, family, people you want to buy your game, and they'll be ready to play. Um, don't forget, Chess Game Creator is completely free. So instead of spending months to years of your own time trying to develop your own game, you can just get these templates and jumpstart your design of your custom chess game. And also the link to our Discord community is in the bio, so definitely click that link if you want to get involved and you want to join the community of creatives. All right, looking forward to see you there. Take care.